Good morning, students. Welcome back to history class. So, dear students, we are going to start a new lesson. That is the first phase of the Indian national movement. So, we are going to learn about the freedom movement or the national movement of India. And this period had the national movement had three different phases, means period. The early nationalist phase, 1885 to 1907, the first phase. And then the second phase, the assertive phase, 1907 to 1916. And finally, the Gandhian era or the Gandhian phase, 1915 to 47. It means we can divide the history of India's freedom movement into three different periods or phases. So here it is written now, the early nationalist phase, the assertive phase, and the Gandhian era, Gandhian period, 1950 to 47. It was known as the Gandhian period. Okay, so we are going in the coming lessons. So we will learn about various events in the national movement of India, like, for example, partition of Bengal in 1905, partition of Bengal. Then, many events, the Raul attack, the Jallianwala Bagh tragedy, the Khilafat movement, so the non-cooperation movement, the civil disobedience movement, the Quit India movement. So, where the most important agitations or events in our national movement. So we will learn about all this in the coming lessons. So before that, please remember, we can divide the national movement or freedom movement into three different periods. The period of the early nationalist phase or the early nationalist, and the period of the assertive and the Gandhian era. The three distinct or different periods of the national movement of India. We are learning about the freedom movement now. We have learned about the revolt of 1857. It was the beginning of India's national movement. 1857, there was a revolt against the British in India. Now we have learned it was one of the Sepoy Mutiny. Sepoy Mutiny we have learned. We have already learned the reasons. And then we have learned about the growth of nationalism in our country, and we have learned about the various reasons also. Economic factors were there, socio-religious factors were there. We have learned about the role played by what we call as English language. The role played by the social reformers like Rajaram Mohan Roy, Jyotiba Phule. We have learned about the role played by Swami Dayananda Saraswati, Vivekanand. So were some causes for the growth of freedom movement in India. And then it is about the first phase. The first phase of the national movement of India was the phase of the early nationalist or the period of the early nationalist. So who were the early nationalists? One question to early nationalists were a group of leaders. They led the Congress and the national movement from 1885 to 1907 with their methods, and ideas. Early nationalists were a group of leaders. For example, Thirendranath Banerjee was there, Dadabhai Naoroji, Gopalakrishna Gokhale, Madan Mohan Malaviya, Firoz Shah Mehta, A.O. Hume. So they were the prominent leaders of this group. Early nationalists were a group of leaders in the Indian National Congress. They led the Indian National Congress and the national movement from 1885 to 1907. And in this lesson, we will learn about the methods of this group of leaders Okay, the methods, their demands, we will learn what they demanded from the British government, demands. Okay, demands, and in order to achieve their demands, okay, what were the methods of this group? The methods followed by the early nationalists in order to achieve their demands. And finally, we will learn about the achievements of the early nationalists. Okay, and then we will learn about the important leaders, or three important leaders. We will learn about Dadabhai Naoroji and his contributions, Gopalakrishna Gokhale and his contribution. Then we will learn about Surendranath Banerjee and his contribution. They were the three most popular or prominent leaders of this wing of the Indian National Congress. Please remember, 1885 to 1907, they led the Congress and the national movement. That is why it was known as the face of the early nationalists. Okay. And we will learn after this lesson, we will learn about the phase or the period of the assertives. And finally, the Gandhi Nara. Why Gandhi Nara? So, 1915 to 1947, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi completely dominated the national movement. That is why it was known as the Gandhi Nara. Completely dominated means he led the national movement. So we will learn the methods of Gandhiji. And during his leadership, so the agitations started by the Congress, like the non-cooperation movement, the civil disobedience movement, and 1942 there was a great uprising. It was known as the Quit India movement. And in between these events, you will learn about the emergence of Subhash Chandra Bose and his forward bloc. Subhash Chandra Bose was a great leader of the Indian national movement. And he was the president of the Indian National Congress for 2 times. But there was a dispute between Gandhiji and Subhash Chandra Bose. So what happened? Subhash Chandra Bose left the Congress and formed a new political party. It was known as the Forward Bloc. You will learn what were the various reasons that led the formation of the new political party in India. Okay, Forward Bloc, formed by Subhash Chandra Bose, and you will learn the aim or objective of this party. And then you will learn about the Indian National Army, an army to liberate India from the British rule. Indian National Army, or in short we can say INA. Subhash Chandra Bose became the supreme commander of this INA. Okay, all we are going to learn in the coming lessons. Okay, before that, okay, we have to learn this also. And about the early nationalists and the famous leaders, in its initial years, the Congress was led by a group of leaders known as the early nationalists. After the formation, we have learned 1885 there was the formation of the Indian National Congress. 1885. And we have learned before the formation of the Indian National Congress, there were many political parties, not political parties, but there were many organizations, and these organizations played a major role for the formation of the Indian National Congress. Please remember that. Okay, 1885 to 1907, a group of leaders, they led the Congress and they were known as the early nationalists. The members of this group were drawn from the educated middle class, consisting of professionals like lawyers, barristers, teachers and officials who drew inspiration from Western thought. Who all were the means? The main People, okay. So this group had many educated people. Okay, they were educated. Many lawyers, barristers, means an advocate practice in higher court, barristers, English name. And teachers were there, and other officials, okay. Many of them were educated in England and felt that the British intended to be just to Indians, but they were unaware of the state of affairs in India. So this was the belief of the nationalists. No, many of them were. Many of them were means many members of this wing were educated from England, and they felt that the British intended to be just just to Indians, but they were unaware of the truth state of affairs in India. So this was the belief of the most of the members of this wing. And who were the famous members of this wing? The early nationalists included leaders from all parts of the country. W.C. Banerjee, first one. W.C. Banerjee. W.C. Banerjee or Umesh Chandra Banerjee was an Indian barrister and a leader of the Indian freedom movement, born in Calcutta. W.C. Banerjee or Umesh Chandra Banerjee. Umesh Chandra Banerjee. Okay. Then Rash Bihari Bose. Another one. Surendranath Banerjee. Surendranath Banerjee was another leader of the Indian national movement. Was one of the earliest Indian political leader during the British rule. Surendranath Banerjee. Okay. Then, born on 10th November 1848. Okay. And he founded the Indian National Association, through which he led 2 sessions of the Indian National Conference in 1883 and 1885. Later he founded the Indian National Liberation Federation in 1990. That we will learn. So Surendranath Banerjee, okay, and R.C. Dutt from Bengal, they were the famous members or leaders of this wing from Bengal, West Bengal. Dadabhai Naoroji, or known as the Grand Old Man of India, Gopalakrishna Gokhale, Firoz Shah Mehta, okay, Firoz Shah Marwanchi Mehta, okay, was an Indian Parsi politician and a lawyer from Bombay. He was one of the founding members of the Indian National Congress and is president in 1890. Okay. So Dadabhai Naoroji, Gopalakrishna Gokhale, Firoz Shah Mehta and Justice Ranade from Maharashtra and Gujarat, P.R. Naidu, Subramania Iyer and Anand Charlu from Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya from Uttar Pradesh, liberal Englishmen like Hume, A.O. Hume, we already know, the founder of the Indian National Congress, and the role played by A.O. Hume for the formation of the Indian National Congress, we have learned. He was a retired civil servant, no? And Wedderburn, who was Wedderburn? So Sir William Wedderburn was a Scotland civil servant and a politician who was a Liberal Party member of the British Party, Liberal Party. Liberal Party was a political party. It's a political party in Great Britain. He was one of the founding members of the Indian National Congress. Was also the president of the Indian National Congress in 1889 and 1910. Okay, so Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya from Uttar Pradesh and 2 Englishmen, they were the leading figures of this wing. Which wing? The early nationalist phase. Early nationalist, the group of the early nationalists. Okay. And then the early nationalist leaders who led the Congress and the national movement, in his initial years were staunch believers in open-minded and moderate politics. So these leaders, okay, Madan Mohan Malaviya, a great leader from Uttar Pradesh, okay, and he belonged the group of the early nationalists, okay, and they led the Indian National Congress and the national movement in the beginning of our freedom movement, okay, and they were the great supporters of, strong supporters of open-minded and moderate politics. They believed in loyalty to the British Crown. They were too loyal to the British Crown. Okay. So Bipin Chandra Pal, an early nationalist leader, said in 1877, I am loyal to the British government because with me loyalty to the British government is identical with the loyalty to my own people and my own country. So it is a famous quotation, words of B.C. Pal, okay. They wanted that Indians should have their proper and legitimate share in the government, legal share. Okay. So we will learn all these, their beliefs we will learn. Then we will learn about the demands of the early nationalists. What were the main demands of this group of leaders? Okay. And then what were the methods of this group of leaders in order to achieve their demand? No? They had a number of demands. And in order to achieve this demand, so what were the methods followed by this group? We will learn. Okay, before that, they asked for constitutional and other reforms within the framework of the British rule, as they had faith in the British sense of justice and fair play. Okay. So they had faith in the British sense of justice. And we have learned they were loyal to the Britishers. They support the Britishers. And they believed that continuation of the British connection with India was in the interest of both England and India. They concerned themselves with the demand for reforms. Their demands were moderate in nature, not very rigid, no, moderate demands. Okay. So please remember we have started now. So this is a lesson about the first phase of the national movement of India, India's freedom movement. First phase, first period. Okay. And we already know 1885 to 1907, the early nationalists, they led the Congress, okay, and it was known as the phase of the early nationalists. Who were the early nationalists? Please remember. And the famous leaders, so please remember, W.C. Banerjee, Rash Bihari Ghosh, Surendra Banerjee, okay. So, and tomorrow we will learn about the demands. Okay, so before that, before concluding today's video, let me make an announcement. Okay, so please listen this. Yes, friends, I would like to create a WhatsApp group for our class. Okay, I am going to create a WhatsApp group for my class, and please remember it is for only academic purpose. Okay. Then in this group the members are free to clear their doubts of history and geography. After watching the video, okay, if there is any doubt about any point that I explained, you are free to send messages to me or can make a video call, okay, video call, and we will have a live chat. For this I will fix a time on every day. During that time you can call me, okay, for a means in order to clarify your doubt. If you have any doubt, okay, through a message or a video call, can clear the doubt of geography or history. Okay, it is for what we can say. It is not a regular class, no. So in order to make study more effective and interesting, so this is essential. What is essential? WhatsApp group. And please don't misuse your privilege. I mean, okay, this one, which one? This group. Okay, I already said it is for only academic purpose. It can clear the doubt. You can send a message about the classes, about the, okay, this one, which one, project. And in the coming video, or I am going to announce the topic for the project for history and geography in the next video. I will attach what we can say file in the campus care. Okay, so please revise and learn. Thank you.